Hi, this is Sarah from Sassy Sarah Reads, and today I'm bringing you my Goosebumps read-along wrap-up. I've read around 15 books for this read-along, and it was a lot of fun to relive my childhood because I haven't really picked up any Goosebumps books since I was in elementary school, since I don't really need to read those. Like, once I was done with them, I was done with them. But it was a lot of fun to revisit, and I still haven't seen the movie yet, but I really plan to because it looks like a lot of fun. So let's hop right in, and we're going to go from favorite to least favorite of the books that I've read so far for this read-along. My favorite book so far for the read-along is The Horror at Camp Jelly Jam. Now this is the 33rd book in the Goosebumps series, so this is one of his middle of the run books, and I feel like this was the strongest one out of all the ones I've read. I reread this one, and I liked it from what I remembered, but I really enjoyed the suspense, and there was just something about how like creepy the camp setting was, and I really enjoyed this one. I highly recommend it. Gave it 4 stars. And then my next favorite Goosebumps books I have reviewed already, so link down below, for The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. This is the 20th book in the Goosebumps series, and this one is really creepy. I really like how Stein captures just the feel of a farmland vibe, and he makes it really scary. I'm not a fan of farms, and yeah, he made it really creepy, and I really enjoyed it. I gave this one 4 stars as well. And my next book in the read-along is the 10th book in the Goosebumps series, and that is The Ghost Next Door. This is one of his earlier books, and of course I think it's one of the most famous of the Goosebumps books because of the plot twist and as well as the TV episode. And I really enjoyed this one. I gave this one 4 stars. For me, it's probably one of the better books at the beginning of the series. Not my favorite, but definitely a good one. And I highly recommend this one for children because I think that this is probably kind of one of his scarier ones, but not really. I don't know. I'm conflicted, but I also really enjoyed this one. So I gave it 4 stars. And then I reread my favorite Goosebumps book, which is like no longer my favorite, but it will always be my favorite in a way because it had like such an impact on my reading as a child, because after I read this one I just kind of started gobbling up more books, and that is The Curse of Camp Cold Lake by R.L. Stein. Obviously, why did I say that? This is the 56th book in the Goosebumps series. This is one of the later books, and I gave this one 3.75 stars. I had a few problems with it. It's not as strong as I remember it being. I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of Sarah. I know. How can I hate somebody named Sarah? But I wasn't a fan of her. And I wasn't a fan of the twist. Like, for me, it didn't make much sense. But hopefully when I review this one, I can explain that one more. And then my next favorite is the 2nd book in the Goosebumps series, Stay Out of the Basement. And I give this one 3.5 stars. And you know what? This is a really good book. I was glad that I started off my read-along with this one. I like the suspense. I like the vibe. I've never read this one. I didn't remember seeing the TV show, even though I know I did. Oh my god. My phone. Okay, and I just really enjoyed this one. I had problems with it because I feel like Stein's earlier books have a lot of discrepancies, and it's more easy to point those out. But I really enjoyed this one, and you know, it's a fun place to start if you have kids. And then my next favorite is one that I read, and it is The Headless Ghost. I had read this one back in elementary school, and it was, again, one of my favorites, but not my favorite. And I really liked the vibe of this one. This is the 37th in the Goosebumps series, and I gave this one a 3.5 as well. I liked the ghost stories, I liked the vibe. It was kind of creepy, and I really enjoyed that. And then the next book I read was one that I had never really ever contemplated picking up as a child, or even like for this read-along, but I ended up getting it from the library, and that is The Blob That Ate Everyone, number 55. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I'm so happy I picked this one up because this is probably a very popular Goosebumps one, and I love the ending. I loved just the plot in general. I thought it was really entertaining, and I highly recommend this one. 3.5 stars. My next favorite is Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns, which is number 48 in the Goosebumps series. I gave this one 3 stars. I did remember that this one is the alien plot. I feel like this isn't a spoiler for now for these books, but I really enjoyed enjoyed the little plot twist, but it wasn't amazing, and I get really annoyed with Stein's constant trope of let me scare another kid. It really, really bugs me. But I definitely like this one, so 3 stars. And then my next book is Let's Get Invisible, which is the 6th book in the Goosebumps series, and I give this one 3 stars. Now this is like a really high 3 stars for me because I really enjoyed the plot of this. Like, this is a pretty thought out plot for a children's novel. It's very creepy. Mirrors are a scary thing, and I really enjoyed this one. I feel like if I were to have read this one as a child, I may have not been that freaked out by it, or I may have, because I have a lot of mirrors in my room, so I probably would have been freaked out. The next book is a book that I think I read as a child because a lot of it felt very familiar, but I don't remember reading. And that is Chicken Chicken, and this is the 53rd book in the Goosebumps series. I gave this one 3 stars. It has a really funny plot. It sounds really horrifying to be turned into a chicken, but the reason that they were turned into chickens is actually a good moral, but really stupid, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. 3 stars. And then my next book is How I Learned to Fly, and this is the 52nd book in the series, and I gave this one 2.75 stars. Now this one is not as dark as the other books. This one has a more light tone, and it's more moral focused. I feel like this is definitely the Goosebumps books that you should give to your child if you want them to learn a lesson. It's definitely a really good one. And then my next book is Revenge of the Lost Gnomes, which is the 34th book, and I gave this one 2.5 stars. I was really hoping to love this one, but I wasn't really into the plot or the writing, and I didn't like the gnomes in general, so wasn't a fan. And then the next book I have is Why I'm Afraid of Bees, which is the 17th book in the Goosebumps series. I gave this one 2.5 stars. I liked the concept of swapping bodies, but at the same time it has a lot of plot holes. Of course, naturally, it's a child's novel. But I liked it, and it was, you know, full of Stein's usual tropes, but whatever. And then the next book is Phantom of the Auditorium, which is the 24th book in the Goosebumps series. I gave this one 2.5 stars. Not a huge fan, but not a not fan. I'm pretty in the middle about this one. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. I think it's an okay novel. And then I have You Can't Scare Me, which is the 15th book, and I gave this one 2 stars. I think that this is one of the unsatisfying novels. There's not even a monster until the last 5 pages. It's not that good. I recommend skipping it. And then my least favorite of all the Goosebumps books, I don't recommend this one to anybody, Monster Blood, which is the 3rd book in the series. 2 stars, which I don't know why I didn't give it 1, but I guess I liked it in some parts. But I just do not recommend this one. So those are the books that I read for my Goosebumps read-along. Let me know what books you like to read for nostalgia, and subscribe so we can discuss and get to know each other more. Bye!